how do you build $1 million business? We start with third grade math. If you have 4 products that sell 25 sales a day at a $30 price point, that's $1 million business. What's up, f***ers? Take 3. Okay. What's up, f***ers? These right here are the products that I sell on the internet. Today, I'm gonna show you the 3 brands that all are $1 million businesses. The fact that I learned how to get a product made, up, and selling is what allows me to have the life that I have today. So I'm gonna show you the packaging, I'm gonna tell you how we came up with the name, who formulates this stuff, how do we take sales for each of these products. I'm gonna show you every product in each of my brands. I'm gonna tell you how we got to $1 million. I'll tell you who makes them, how we sell them, how we chose on the product name, the packaging, all of this so that you can make the same decisions in your brand. So let's go into the 3 brands that I've got selling right now. All right, can you see this? This is the first product that I ever sold on the internet. Launching this product, getting the first product up and selling changed my life. And this was the first one, and it did okay. But this product made it possible for us to launch a second product to this same crowd, the same customers, and then a third, and then a fourth. And I'm holding some of them, and I'm gonna walk you through some of the products we sold to this same market. And then we sold that business for $16 million in 2017. Now, I didn't get all of that money. I did not get all of that money because the new buyers went bankrupt. So a couple of years ago, I bought the business back and I've rebuilt it, and it's a 7-figure business again using the exact same formula. And so I wanna show you how we made these decisions. How did we choose each of these products? How did we launch these products? And how do we apply this to the other brands that I still own, that I've never sold, that we're still building and grinding from the ground up? We'll cover all of that. Okay, well, you're filming me, so I guess we're doing this. So first point, how do you build $1 million business? We start with third grade math. If you have 4 products that sell 25 sales a day at a $30 price point, that's $1 million business. That's our starting point. We reverse engineer everything into that formula. So what 4 products are we gonna sell? How do we get them to 25 sales a day? And how do we price them so they're at least $30 each? But here's the big secret nobody wants you to know. Okay, folks, I'm gonna tell you.
They're eating the dogs.
The evil Biden administration doesn't want you to be millionaires. I'll be here all day. The real secret is to choose one core type of person that you want to serve. And I'm gonna show you an example of this, okay? This is one of my brands, and it's called Switch. And Switch sells supplements. This is a sleep supplement. This is a focus supplement. The core demographic is entrepreneurs or high performers. It's people like me who are really busy, have a lot of different projects going on, and we originally launched this product called OnSwitch. This is a focus enhancer. It works really well, but it tasted like fermented donkey dung.
I'm making waffles.
It was not tasty. It worked really well, but it tasted terrible. But the brand really took off when we launched the second product called Kill Switch. Because if you've got an active mind, if you're always thinking about your projects, you need something that just knocks you out and makes you sleep. The reason I'm telling you this is the same target market. If we had been obsessed with only selling focus products, the brand probably would have never worked. But because we knew who the person was and we knew what other pain points we could solve with other products, this second product really started to take off. And now it's $1 million business. We needed to nail the person. That sounded dirty, and I didn't mean it that way. Stop thinking like that. We had to be clear on who we wanted to serve more than what we wanted to sell to them. That's what allowed this brand to become $1 million business, even though the first product didn't work out so well. How do you come up with a good product to sell? How do you come up with an idea? I will tell you how I do it for myself. And I've got multiple brands here that are all 7-figure businesses, one of which sold for 8 figures. I always start with a problem that I've got or something that I am genuinely interested in. If you start with something that you believe in, something that you genuinely want to exist in the world, if you make a product for yourself, I tend to find that you've always got at least a handful of customers, and that the excitement you'll have for it will naturally take you to promote it and take it to consistent sales. So if you've got an idea, even if you don't know how you're gonna bring it to life, if you just got some idea that you wanna bring to life, great first step, just get a prototype made. Get one version of the product. It'll cost you $50 $100 to work with somebody to just make a product. Now, I sell food and supplements. It's what I like, but you can do this in any market. You can do this with consumables, you can do this with household goods, you can do this with personal care products. There are 2 steps that you can take. One is you can go to a contract manufacturer, that's what they're called, and they will do all of the bottling, all of the packaging, all of the design, and they'll charge a premium for it. For example, we pay a premium to have all of our stuff taken care of in one place in this company. But it's really easy because they do all of the sourcing for the ingredients, they do all of the sourcing for the tubs themselves, they make the labels, they ship them out the door to Amazon, we fulfill them on Amazon. We came up with the formulation, but the contract manufacturing does everything else and we pay a premium for it. But there's another thing that you can do too. And this is what we did with this product when we launched it the first time. You can call up the manufacturer or the supplier and you can say, hey, what do you have on your shelf right now that I can white label? Now, we didn't stay as a white label product, but we looked at the formula that they already had and we said, this is pretty good. This is not amazing, but this is pretty good. So let's white label it. Let's get 100 units onto Amazon or Shopify. Let's see if people want it. And then let's go back and spend the money to make it the best product in the world. And something that some of our members do that's really smart, if they're starting on a small budget, they will take pre-sales, which means that they will sell the product before they even have it ready. So I could say, hey, I'm developing a new sleep supplement and I'm taking orders right now and it won't be fulfilled for 3 months. And then when I sell 200 units, then I will go back and pay for the development of that product. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't even happen quickly. It feels painfully slow, but you can get in the door for very little money, very quickly, without a lot of pain. How do you come up with the names for things? I can't tell you how you should name your stuff, but I'll tell you how I name my stuff. First of all, I like alliteration. I like words that start with the same sound. See what I did there? The same sound, that's alliteration. So my supplement company is called Sheer Strength. This is the snack company that we own. This is called Sinless Snacks. I don't put a whole lot of thought into coming up with a great name for something. I think that brand names don't really mean much. What does Nike mean? What does Reebok mean? What does Kodak mean? So my advice to entrepreneurs who are thinking about what do I call a product or call a brand, just go sell some stuff. We worry about the brand name later. We can always change it, but just go learn to sell some stuff first. And then we worry about the branding and the messaging a little bit later. Let me give a quick word on packaging because people freak out about what their product looks like at the beginning. I don't. This is a product that sells $1 million a year, and I think the packaging is kind of terrible. It's not that great. It's not the first thing that I fix. Packaging is important. It represents your brand, but look at this. This is the first product that I ever sold online. This is ugly AF. Later, once it was selling a decent amount, we went and this one and made new branding, which isn't that much different than this one, but it's certainly better. So the packaging is important, but it's not the first thing that I fix. First, I want to get the product into the hands of people that want it and will benefit from it. And then once I start to get good results and good feedback, then I'll go back and make it pretty for that target group. I mentioned before that there are 3 brands that have taken to a 7-figure run rate in the last year. And I showed you one brand that I started way back in 2013, sold, bought back, and have now built it back to a 7-figure run rate. This is a business that I did not start. This company was actually started by someone named Nick, and Nick was plugged into our community at capitalism.com. Ultimately, a few years in, and due to some things that happened during COVID that nobody really could have planned for, we ended up acquiring the business from Nick. And I love the product line. So in the last year and a half or so, this has become a successful lineup of products that now sells over $1 million worth of products. But not every product has worked out. This product right here, this is the cookie dough bar. It's discontinued. Can't buy it anywhere because it didn't sell that well. Great product, we liked it, but it just didn't take. Whereas this one has sold well over $1 million a year. Food's tough. Like getting into the food business is tough, but if you can get it right, the valuations on food are delicious. All right, let's talk about sales. There's 1,000 different ways to get a product off the ground. For example, Onnit partnered with Joe Rogan. Bulletproof started a blog and a podcast. It's Skinny got into a bunch of retail stores. Not my game, don't want to play that game. But there's 1,000 ways to get a product up and moving. First, my supplement company, Sheer Strength, takes most of its sales on Amazon.com. I like Amazon for supplement companies because the margins are strong and because supplements are the biggest market on Amazon. How do we take sales? There's two parts. First, we build a very small email list. I'm talking a few hundred people. We do that with social media content or ads. And then we launch the products to that email list and send that traffic to Amazon. We then ask those customers for reviews, and we turn those reviews into more content that builds more customers for the rest of the brand. That's this brand. This other brand, Switch, is a little bit different. This brand is built with a lot of one-to-one outreach and some influencer relationships. It looks a lot like work, but man, does it work really well. Does take sales on Amazon. It does take sales on its own website, but the majority of sales have come from one-to-one outreach and a few influencer connections. And this brand, the food product brand, Sinless Snacks, takes a good amount of sales on Amazon.com, but the real exposure, the place where this hit hockey stick growth and crossed $1 million in sales was from TikTok Shop. Food is easy to demonstrate. It's easy to try it and say, this tastes good, or it's easy to explain why you might like it. It's a Rice Krispie treat with 10 grams of protein and no sugar. Easy to explain. It would be hard for me to explain why a nitric oxide booster is great via a TikTok video. So, supplement, better for Amazon. Food, better for TikTok Shop. Also, people who see it on TikTok come over and buy it on Amazon. So all three of these brands hit success in three very different ways. But the formula and the principle was the same. We chose a core person to serve. We felt really good about the products that we developed, and then we started building relationships with our customers. But it works, and that's how I built all three of these brands in the last year. Sometimes when you're in the early stages of your journey, you just need somebody to tell you that you got something. I'm gonna leave you with this example. Stay right there. This is a protein powder launched by a member of our team at capitalism.com. Hannah has done a great job launching this protein, and the reason why I encouraged her to launch this is because she believed in it and because it was one of the first clear plant-based proteins in the marketplace. And I looked at her and I said, sometimes you just need the confidence of somebody else to say you've got a good idea. Hannah, you've got a good idea. So please use this video as me giving you permission to go pursue that idea that you want to bring to the market. And sometimes you just need to get feedback from other people to see if it's a good idea. So if you've got one, put it in the comments and let's support each other by giving feedback on the ideas that are floating around in the marketplace. And just so you know, yes, Farty Pants 927 might shit on your idea, but I'm here to tell you that if you got an idea that you believe in, it is possible to bring it to market, to get it made, to go get a customer, and to start building the process to $1 million business. It won't happen today, it won't happen tomorrow, but we can start the process now, and we can build the roadmap to $1 million business. I'm Ryan Moran with capitalism.com. If you got an idea, put it in the comments. I'll give you feedback. The rest of the community will give you feedback on if it's a good idea, a bad idea, if it needs some more work. And if you need some support on your journey to building $1 million business, please subscribe to the channel. My work is supporting entrepreneurs like you to build $1 million businesses, have life-changing exits, and to build products that create a change in the people that they want to serve. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care. I'm trying to lean into something that you said to me a long time ago, about like 6 months ago. I'm starting to lose the desire to be great. And by great, I mean great, significant, big in other people's eyes. You could be remembered as the greatest of all time. Who gives a f*** how I'm remembered? I'll be dead. Like, that won't matter to me. It won't matter to the people around me on my deathbed. No matter how I showed up in their life. Maybe this is a psychological compensation for the fact that I was just above average.
That's what Grant Cardone would say.
That's what Grant Cardone would say. And I will just say, I'm a lot happier since I stopped moving the goalposts. And I'm doing a lot better work. Not because I'm trying to be better than so-and-so. Not because I'm trying to have a better channel than so-and-so. Not because I'm trying to make my product better than so-and-so. Just because I want to do good work.
Basically what he's saying is strive for mediocrity and you're gonna be just fine.
See, this is fun. This is fun.